Before you continue, I want to be completely honest with you. This video is not for entertainment. There is no music, no effects, and no moving images, just a static picture and a voice. If you are looking for entertainment, close it now. But if you have ever felt that peace only comes when you are struggling, if you have ever noticed that you feel strangely comfortable when things are hard and strangely anxious when life starts getting easier, then stay with me until the end. Because today we are going to talk about one of the most hidden and most painful patterns in the human mind, the addiction to financial struggle. Let me begin with a strange truth. Some people say they want money. They say they want security. They say they want rest. But when life gives them an opportunity to breathe, they do not breathe. They find a way to create a new problem. They spend the savings. They sabotage the opportunity. They start a fight with someone. They take an unnecessary risk, not because they are stupid, but because calm feels dangerous to them. This does not happen only to poor people. It happens to educated people, to talented people, to people who have had many chances. It happens because their nervous system has learned something very early. Safety is not found in peace. Safety is found in the familiar. And for many people, the familiar is struggle. If you grew up in a home where money was always a source of fear, where the electricity was sometimes cut, where your parents whispered about debts at night, then your brain learned something powerful. It learned that struggle is the background music of life. It learned that waiting for bad news is normal. It learned that the calm before the storm is not calm. It is just the storm preparing. And so, when you become an adult, you recreate the same music. You do not know you are doing it. You think you are unlucky. You think the economy is against you. You think people are unfair, but the truth is deeper. Your mind is afraid of silence, so it creates noise. This is what I call the comfort of financial pain. Let us slow down and understand this more carefully. The human brain does not chase happiness. The human brain chases familiarity. Whatever you experienced in your most vulnerable years becomes the template for what feels real. If you experienced love mixed with poverty, you may believe that love cannot exist without poverty. If you experience safety only after a disaster, you may believe that safety only comes after pain. This is why some people win money and then lose it quickly. This is why some people receive an opportunity and then procrastinate until it disappears. This is why some people get married to a stable partner and then create chaos in the relationship. They are not trying to destroy themselves. They are trying to return home. And home, for them, is the struggle. They feel like imposters when life is easy. They feel guilty when they are not exhausted. They feel invisible when no one is worrying about them. So they create worry. They create exhaustion. They create struggle. Because struggle is where they learn to exist. This is the hidden reason why many people never become wealthy. Not because they lack skill, but because wealth feels like a foreign country. It feels like a place where they do not belong. Their papers are not in order. Their accent is wrong. They are waiting to be deported back to struggle. So they do things that guarantee their return. Now let me give you the signs of this pattern, because you cannot heal what you cannot see. If you are still listening, I want you to ask yourself these questions honestly. Do you feel more alive when you are fighting a money problem than when you are building a stable life? Do you feel that people who are relaxed are lazy, but people who are suffering are noble? Do you feel guilty when you spend money on peace, on comfort, on rest? Do you find yourself creating emergencies when life becomes too quiet? If you answered yes to any of these, you are not broken. You are just loyal to an old story. Let me explain why this loyalty exists. Every belief you carry is a survival strategy from your past. If you learned that struggle kept you safe, then your brain will keep returning to struggle, because it believes struggle is protection. It does not understand that the war is over. It does not understand that you are no longer a child waiting for the lights to go out. It still acts as if the danger is here. This is why people who escape poverty often feel more anxious than people who stayed in it. In poverty, you know the rules, you know how to fight, you know how to survive. But in abundance, the rules change. No one is chasing you. The electricity stays on. The money is there. And your brain does not know what to do with peace, so it panics. And panic, for the human brain, is just a signal to return to familiar ground. Let me tell you a story. A man named Hassan grew up in a small apartment with 5 siblings. His father worked 2 jobs, and his mother sold bread from the window of their kitchen. There was never enough. Every month had a crisis. Every week had a worry. Hassan learned to be alert. He learned to be the one who fixes things. He learned to be useful in the middle of disaster. Years later, Hassan became a successful engineer. He married a calm woman. They had a quiet home, and Hassan felt lost. He started staying late at work even when there was no work. He started arguing with his wife about small things. He started buying things he did not need, then worrying about the bills. He was not trying to destroy his life. He was trying to make his life feel real again. One day, his wife said to him, "You do not know how to live without a fire to put out. You are always looking for smoke." That sentence opened something in him. He realized that he had been lighting his own fires for years. Not because he wanted to burn, but because fire was the only warmth he knew. So how do you break this pattern? I will give you 5 steps. Not quick steps, deep steps. Steps that will feel uncomfortable because they ask you to tolerate something you have avoided for years: peace. The first step is to recognize the pattern without shame. When you catch yourself creating a problem, do not say, "I am stupid," or "I always do this." Say instead, "This is my old brain trying to come home." Say it with compassion. You are not your pattern. You are the one who notices the pattern. The second step is to delay the reaction. When you feel the urge to spend, to fight, to sabotage, to create a crisis, do not act immediately. Wait 1 hour, wait 1 day. The urge will pass, and you will see that you were not solving a real problem. You were just trying to feel familiar pain again. The third step is to practice micro-peace. Every day, sit for 10 minutes with nothing to fix. No phone, no task, no worry. Just sit in the quiet and let yourself feel safe. This will feel wrong at first. That is the sign that it is working. Your brain is learning that quiet is not death. The fourth step is to redefine wealth. Wealth is not only money. Wealth is the ability to tolerate good things without running away from them. It is the ability to let a good month be a good month without waiting for the other shoe to drop. It is the ability to receive. The fifth step is to surround yourself with peace, not with people who admire struggle, not with people who romanticize suffering, but with people who can sit still, who can enjoy a quiet room, who can make you feel that rest is not laziness. You become the environment you live in. If your environment worships chaos, you will always be its servant. Let me end with something heavy. If you have listened until this moment, then you are ready to hear this. Your suffering was real, but it does not need to be eternal. The pain you lived through gave you strength, but it does not have to be your home. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be stable. You are allowed to have money without panic. You are allowed to sleep without fear. The screen has been still for a long time, but something in you may be moving. That movement is not weakness. That movement is the first crack in the wall that has kept you trapped inside the familiar. Do not run from that crack. Do not fill it with noise. Let it widen. Let the light come in. The struggle you keep returning to is not a shelter. It is a cage, and the door has been open for a long time. You just had to see it. Thank you for staying until the end. If this video touched something in you, sit with it. Do not rush to the next video. Do not rush to the next task. Sit with the quiet and ask yourself one question. What would I do if I stopped needing a fire to feel alive? The answer may be the beginning of a new life.